Hi, I'm Will from Venture to Roam, and today we're on what I think is a special adventure because we're starting at the place where I grew up as a kid. So this is my home, out on this dirt road, way outside of Weiser, Idaho, in Nowheresville, next to ranches and farmland, and right at the foothills of the Hitt Mountains. When I grew up on a dirt road, in Idaho, this is the dirt road that I grew up on. I'm really excited to be here. Our family still owns this property. It's currently being rented to a great family who's living here kind of the way that we used to live here. They have animals, they're growing, fruit on the trees, they have a garden, and this is like homesteading 101 right here. It reminds me of my childhood a lot. But we are going to go further than this. We're headed up to the Hitt Mountains. We're headed towards a place called Sturgil Peak, which is the highest peak around here that still has an active fire lookout. But there's one more place I want to go before we get to the mountains. There's a place that holds a special spot in my heart as a kid. Mann Reservoir is where I spent countless days on the lake, swimming, boating, fishing with my dad. And right next to that is a place called Mann Store, which has been open and not open and open and not open. But we drove past the other day and it's open. So Chris and I are gonna go get lunch at Mann Store. Let's go. Well, this is Mann Store and it's closed today, unfortunately. There's days that it's open and days that it's not open, and I didn't understand the schedule before we got here. In my childhood, we would go to the reservoir and go boating all day or fishing all day. And a treat would be to stop here for dinner on the way home. But I will come back here at some point and have a burger at Mann Store. You're still having lunch here.
Uh-huh.
Something slightly different though.
Yeah, courtesy of Maverick. By the way, their barbecue pulled pork pizza, delicious.
And you used to come here as a kid too, right?
As a teenager, yeah.
And what was your goal coming here?
Always going up to Mann Creek Reservoir to go camping. And we would stop here and buy snacks and stuff. And on a time or two, we would try and buy beer from one of the patrons here.
And did it ever work?
No, never.
I wanna go somewhere far away. I wanna go where they don't know my name. Get out of town, 'cause I can't take no more. This old town has got nothing left for me. All I've got are these broken memories. This new road, I finally broke it free. I've been restless, waiting for my day to come. I've been talking about leaving for way too long. The only thing left to do is pack on my back and run.
Well, we're making our way up Mann Creek Road toward Sturgil Peak, and driving this road just brings back so many memories for me as a kid, coming up here to cut wood or go snowmobiling or just go camping. And like I'll hit a turn in the road, it just feels so familiar, or a spur road, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember when we did that as a kid. So driving these roads for me really is kind of like a walk down memory lane. I've never been up to Sturgil Peak though, that I can remember. So getting up there will be a new memory to make on this trip. The terrain was now changing from the rolling hills of the high desert to the evergreen conifers of the Idaho mountains, a sight that always starts to lift my spirits.
Don't leave me behind here. I just arrived. I've been waiting for someone to take me way far away. Every day is a brand new day. All my life I've been searching
just making what I think is like the final climb up this mountain, and it's really impressive. I mean, it's not the tallest mountain in Idaho. It clocks in at like 7,700 feet or something like that, but it's certainly the tallest mountain in this part of Idaho. Just this kind of windy road coming up with all these trees on either side is offering just little like samples, so I'm hopeful that we're gonna get really nice views when we get up there.
Searching for the right way to keep my head above the clouds, to keep myself from looking down. It's harder than you think to live our days in happiness or worry about what happens next. It's harder than you think to. It's harder than you think to be. It's harder than you It's harder than you
As we approached the final ascent to the lookout tower, the trail became rougher, windier, and much steeper. All of the trees were gone. The road was now littered with what looked like basalt rock, and the clear views made the valley floor seem a very long way down. This part of the drive, while not extreme, does require an attentive driver. The Jeeps were having no problem with the climb, and it was fun to have a bit of a challenge as we neared the top, but rocky ledge roads are inherently dangerous, so anyone making this final ascent should consider their level of driving experience and ability before attempting the drive. Parking and hiking to the top is also a good option. As we started the last stretch straight up to the peak of the mountain, it felt like we were climbing to the top of the world. As we reached the tower, the idea that someone had built a livable cabin up here seemed ludicrous. They picked the hardest place possible to build something on the harshest peak in the mountain range. But the juxtaposition between what seems impossible and what's been accomplished gives the lookout an almost mythical vibe. Built in 1933 to make what was a scouting location into a permanent lookout, the tower cost just over $800 to build and is still occupied during the fire season each year. So in all of our travels, our backcountry adventures, we come across fire towers all the time, and never have they been manned before. And this year we've come across two that have been manned, and we just spent the last 15 or 20 minutes talking with the person who works here, and she was fantastic. We had such a good time talking about all the mountains around here. She grew up in this area too, so we had a lot in common in terms of like we recognized the area, and the view from up here is so spectacular, and you can see everything. So you can see Hell's Canyon, you can see the Wallowas, you can see Seven Devils, you can see West Mountain Range over above Lake Cascade, you can see Cuddy Mountain. I mean, it's just amazing. I can't imagine what the sunrises and sunsets look like up here. I mean, wow. Who knew this was so close to Weiser in Cambridge? Who knew?
In Ontario, and yeah. You know, I remember seeing signs for it, but it never really crossed my mind to come up here. So this has not just been a disappointment at all.
And now we're going to explore a little bit to try to find some place to camp. So we might go, I don't know, this way or that way. We talked to the fire lookout person a little bit, and she gives some ideas. And so I think we're just gonna drive around and try to find a really cool place with a good view that's not too windy to camp tonight. So let's get on that. Okay, we are on Operation Find a Camp Spot now. We have been kind of going back and forth. So we came back down from the fire lookout because it looked like maybe there was a grassy knoll area that had really amazing views, and it did have really amazing views, but it wasn't flat enough to camp. And so now we're climbing back up to the fire tower. We're gonna cross over the other side and look at that ridge on the other side, because we're kind of going that direction anyway. Whoa. And hopefully we can find a camp spot up there that's flat and has a great view. But if not, we'll just kind of take what we can get, I guess. We'll see. The other side of the ridge points west towards Hell's Canyon that divides Idaho and Oregon, with Oregon's Wallowa Mountain Range and Idaho's Seven Devils in the distance, both of which are world-class ranges. As we drove along Sturgil Ridge, we were looking for anything flat enough to park the Jeeps, but these roads haven't been driven too often, and not many people camp up here, so we were careful to choose a spot that would keep our impact on the area as low as possible. And eventually, we found a spot that checked all of our boxes.
When there's nowhere else to run, is there room for one more sun? One more sun. If you can hold on, if you can hold on, hold on.
All right, Chris, for pre-dinner cocktails, and we're having a gourmet dinner tonight, you have made pre-made old fashions, which is amazing, in this age-to-ore thing that's like a glass decanter plus 2 mugs, but we already have our mugs, so, but it's still really cool. We spotted some snow down there, and we think maybe we can dig under the first layer of dirty snow and find some clean snow and make old-fashioned slushies, right?
Yeah, that's the idea.
You still want to do it?
Absolutely. We got to try this.
This could be a terrible idea.
You know what? It's going to be a better idea than getting water from an awning.
Yeah, that's not a good idea for
don't do
anybody.
that.
Don't do that. It just
That's
tastes
horrible.
terrible. Yeah. We probably have ingested chemicals.
Yeah.
Whatever it was coated with in China.
Yeah.
It's now down our throats. Ugh.
We'll probably develop either, I was going to say like superpowers, but there'll probably be some sort of
Syphilis.
disease. That's not how you get syphilis, Will.
Oh, it's not.
You get it from tractor seeds.
I got soul, but I'm not a soldier.
All right, dude. This first layer of snow is pretty dirty. It's super. Oh, look at this though. There's some clean snow. Okay. Feeling good about this. All right.
Hands.
So what do you think? Just kind of scoop some in your mug?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Say like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah, dude. This looks like clean snow.
It does.
I guess time will tell. I'm gonna scoop yours up
Yeah.
as I'm down here.
Thank you.
Okay, look, it's pristine. Pristine. Okay, time for slushies. Let me do a little taste test of the snow here.
That's my snow. Get your own. How's it taste? Snowy. Delicious.
It tastes better than tent water. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, there is some dirt in there, though.
Is there?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I don't mind old dirt.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Old-fashioned slushy. Boom, baby, that is delicious. This is a great idea. We've had some bad ideas, but this is not one of them.
No.
This is a good idea.
No. If you can ever make an old fashioned with fresh snow, yeah, you should 100% do that.
You should do it, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
10 out of 10.
Yeah, I feel like we should just sit down here for a while. Keep scooping snow in.
You know, if we keep doing that, then we might not be able to get back up.
That's true. All right, well, cheers, everybody. Cheers to the old-fashioned slushy. Win. That is a win. And Chris Topher, what are you cooking up for dinner tonight?
Well, we have a chip buffet.
Yes.
So all the way from Korea, we have Korean style fried chicken lays.
Yes, delicious.
We have all the way from Argentina, Argentinian style steak with natural flavors.
Natural, healthy.
Natural. Yeah, it is. It's a health food.
Mm-hmm.
From Canada, we have the all dressed.
You can't mess with the all dressed.
No. And then from the good old US of A, Hickory BBQ.
Oh, dude, that's king of the chips.
Yes. And then...
Oh, are you cooking something with those tongs?
Yeah. Yep. I got... Here, let me grab it for you. Ooh. Okay. I know it's from the fridge, but... $5 cold fried chicken.
$5 cold fried chicken.
Yeah, there's one for you. I got one for you, and then I got one for me.
Dude, are you kidding me? This is like cheers, dude.
It's like Christmas
cheers,
in
chicken
July.
cheers. Because this is like, people don't know. If you know, you know. Cold fried chicken is incredible. No cooking, no dishes, just delicious fried chicken. Boom. Thank you, Fred Meyer. As we enjoyed our gourmet dinner with a view, the slow, inevitable setting of the sun brought new colors and shapes to the valley below and the horizon above, showing us what makes Idaho such a special place to be. More mountains than people, big skies everywhere you turn, and the ability to access it all, much of it on dirt roads like the ones we took here. The next morning brought clouds overhead and muted tones of lavender with a cream-colored sky. It's quiet times on a mountain like this where I'm able to reflect on my life and the world around me, and silently regard the slow and perpetual turn of the earth. The morning, it's been a beautiful morning. It's overcast and cloudy, a little cooler this morning, which is a nice break from like the ultra hot weather we've been having. But we are just breaking down camp. We're going to head down this ridge a little bit further, and then we're gonna break off this mountain range towards the valleys, towards Cambridge, Idaho. And our plan right now is to go visit what's called the West Mountain Range, which runs along Lake Cascade and should be really beautiful. There's a route there that I routed like, I don't know, maybe 4 years ago, and I've been wanting to do it ever since. So we're gonna scoot across the valley, climb up the West Mountain Range, hopefully run that ridge, get some beautiful views, and then work our way down towards Ola and Sweet, Idaho, 2 places with very strange names that I'm eager to see. So let's get going. Early morning drives have become one of my favorite activities on a trip like this. Feels like an exclusive encounter with the land still at rest. You get to see it before anyone else does, and in a different light that makes the surroundings come alive instead of hide from the sun. The ridge carried us west, but zigzagged enough that we were able to see almost all of the surrounding ranges, as well as the valley floor, which reminded us just how prominent Sturgil Peak and this ridge truly is. The road up here isn't what I'd call difficult or technical, but it's still dangerous because of the steep fall-offs on either side. Please be careful when driving roads like this. It only takes a moment for things to go from scenic to tragic, and no view in the world is worth risking your life. The end of this ridge road turns away from the peaks of the Hitt Mountain range and into the trees that cover the foothills below. Wow, what an incredible drive. I mean, that was maybe the best part of this whole trip so far was that ridge. The trail wasn't like hard, but it was definitely harder than most of the roads that we've been driving, so that was kind of fun. There's some steep drops and things like that, and some, you know, washouts and things. And so that was a lot of fun. Now we're just gonna keep heading down these forest roads, get to the bottom, and then figure out what we're gonna do next. As we crossed between ranges via Indian Valley, we came into a landscape that felt very different. It was a harsh contrast to the soft green hills we'd come from and carried a much different vibe. So we're driving through this place on our way to West Mountain that neither Chris nor I have ever been to before. And it's part private land, part BLM, part national forest. And so I didn't film anything on private land, but as we're driving through, it's like, keep out, private property, don't come here, you're not wanted. And then as soon as we get into national forest land, we come up to kind of get a view and kind of see where we are. And we're in this burned out area with a pretty creek running through it. But the first thing that we see is a marker over here that says Carl Ryle, I think is what it says. What is it?
Carl Riles.
Carl Riles died here 2002. So, number one, it's it's kind of bad juju to show up first place you stop after all these keep out signs is like, here's where someone died. And I don't think it's a grave. I think it's just a marker of where they died, maybe, but it's just a little weird. So we're gonna keep moving, keep heading towards the mountain. Hopefully things get nicer. Chris, what do you think about like the juju in this place?
It's interesting because, I mean, it's burned out right now. I can see where before it would have been like just a beautiful place. It's still pretty. Like the water down below us is like very inviting and beautiful, but at the same time, there's no places to pull off. There's no way to get down to the water. There's no campsites that we've seen. It's just kind of a place that it's like you just drive through. It's almost like, you know, get out. So.
It turns out Carl Riles was born in 1926 and served in World War II. I'm not sure how he died, but it made me wonder whether or not people would put up a marker like that for me when it was my time to go, and where they might put it. After consulting with Onyx Off-Road, which has a historical fire layer, I learned that we were driving through the aftermath of the lava fire from 2024. A massive wildfire that burned for 2 months and destroyed over 97,000 acres of national forest before the 8 crews and 189 firefighters could get it contained. No wonder this place felt different. As we crossed over to the east side of the mountain range, we could see Lake Cascade below, a beloved and beautiful reservoir and recreation center for many Idahoans. In the winter, this mountain is skied on, and in the summer, the lake is boated and the river is rafted. And from up here, it was just really darn pretty to look at. Well, I have some good news, bad news, depending on how you look at it. The bad news is we're not going to make it to Ola or Sweet Idaho on this trip. The good news is that I made a right/wrong turn to bring us closer to the lake. So I made an executive decision to just abandon poor Ola and Sweet in favor of the lake, which I am very glad that we did. It is just incredible to look at today. So instead of coming out near Ola, we're coming out on the other side of the lake from Cascade, Idaho, and we're just gonna air up and hit pavement here and beeline home. So until next time, I'm Will from Venture to Roam. Thanks for watching.
Take a look.